Broadcasting from the McLaurin Carpet Studios on Central Avenue in downtown Laurel, Mississippi. This is Good Morning Pine Belt with Ben Winpickler on SuperTalk Laurel 99.3.
All right, Good Morning Pine Belt. We are back here on a Wednesday morning. Thank you for tuning in wherever you may be listening to this morning. We've got a great show ahead of you. Lots and lots to talk about. And, hey, today is the day. We are going to be talking some high school football here in just a little while. So get ready for it. It is that time of year. Before we do that, though, before we bring in our first guest, I want to remind you that, as always, we're coming to you live from the McLaurin Carpet Studio right here in historic downtown Laurel. And this first segment of Good Morning Pine Belt is brought to you by our good friends over at Bank First. For all of your banking needs, you can go check out Bank First, whatever you may need, even if you need an ag loan. And we're going to talk to some people who know all about things in the ag world here in just a second. So go check out Bank First today, bankfirstfs.com. They're going to take care of you. They know who you are. You are not just a number at Bank First. Go see them today, and they'll get you taken care of. All right. Speaking of people who know all things ag and will get you taken care of, we have our friends from over at Farm Systems in Laurel, Mr. Brian Phillips and Anna Harrison. There it is. Thank y'all for coming in this morning.
Good morning, Ben.
Thank you for having us. Glad to be here.
Absolutely. Well, obviously, like I said, y'all know all the things, a lot of the things in the ag world, especially when it comes to poultry. Y'all know all that. But today, we did not come to talk poultry. We came to talk everybody's favorite, guns.
Absolutely.
And y'all have a big shindig coming up this weekend.
So our 2A weekend. It's our biggest weekend of the whole entire year, even up against Christmas and all of that. So it's always the one that we look forward to. Love working with all the customers that come in. Got some exciting deals going on this year. Mm-hmm. Normally we do not have any guns on sale, but we're currently pricing in between 400 and 600 guns that are going to be running on sale that you'll actually get the tax-free on top of that. So they'll have a yellow ticket on it. You'll be able to see it from the counter. Won't have to ask us the price on it. And if it's something that you want, we're talking Browning, Benelli, all of our big names. So we're excited about that.
Brian, there's just something about, we were talking off air, I know y'all have the big, stuff at Christmas and different things like that, and you can run all kind of sales, but there's just something about sticking it to the government, especially here in Mississippi. We just love, don't we?
Yeah, we've done a couple of times before, big sales on guns, and we've had some success with those. But, man, when people know they can save money and beat the government, it really brings them in. And, like Anna said, we're going to have a lot of sales and things going on. And, man, we love these 2 days. It's a hard 2 days. We're on our feet all day. But a lot of our community comes in, a lot of guns are sold, and that's fun, but we just enjoy people. That's the thing you mentioned about our ag background. People in the ag business, we like each other. We like to talk. We like to have a good time. So we encourage you, even if you're not in the market for a gun, come see us. We're just going to have a good time Friday and Saturday.
Yeah, I believe it. And but obviously there's going to be lots of sales on firearms, but there's going to be sales on lots of stuff across the store, right?
That's right. So we also have 20% off clothing and shoes, and 15% off sporting goods and the gun safes. And gun safes are actually tax-free as well. Ooh. So we rarely run our gun safes on sale. Mm-hmm. So we've got multiple sizes to choose from, but they'll be 15% off and then tax-free on top of that. So even if you can't pick it up, if you want to come in and pay for it Friday or Saturday, we'll make sure and get you loaded up next week, and then you can head on out the door.
Yeah.
Sporting goods, we usually only run sporting goods on sale on Black Friday. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of things that are lumped in there as far as like the firearm cases. Mm-hmm. And I should also remind everybody that we have archery.
I was going to
add, archery is included in that as well. So Robbie can get you bow fitted, all those good things like that. That's a very time-consuming piece to getting the perfect bow. So we'll sell you the bow, get you scheduled with an appointment with Robbie to come back, and he'll spend time with you and get you set up completely.
Yeah, and may not have time on Friday and Saturday to get everybody fitted.
That's right.
But, I mean, that's really nice because not a lot of people do archery because it's kind of a hard thing, and y'all got an expert over there. And, hey, archery season's first. So if you're into archery, then – hey, this is the perfect time to get it because it's not, like you said, it's not just the firearms that are tax-free. It's the archery and it's all the accessories, right?
That's right. We got ammunition, firearm and archery cases, and then underneath the archery and firearms, we got the equipment and accessories. You got bow sights, bow parts, firearm protection, hearing protection. I mean, there's all kinds of things. The holsters, shooting bags, shooting targets. But we'll have all of that specifically marked so that you'll know what's on tax-free.
Yeah.
And don't forget, talking about those bows, we have Hoyt and Matthews. You know, a lot of bow shops you'll see have one or the other, but we've been able to acquire both. And, you know, Robbie will let you touch them and feel them. And if you get ready, try to shoot one. So definitely keep that in mind. That's been a growing market for us for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Because like I said, not a ton of people do that, and that's a hard trade. I only know of a couple off the top of my hand, but people love bow hunting. Both my brothers are into it. I couldn't get into getting out to a stand and getting bit by mosquitoes.
It's a little hot, and the mosquitoes are a little thick that time of year
thick,
for sure.
So that's not much for me, but a lot of people are. A lot of people love it. It's more. I guess it gets into more of their primitive side when they're shooting with a bow as opposed to a rifle.
And then to tell on that, we have a brand new Arsenal saddle that we just started carrying.
Okay.
So that's for the saddle hunters.
Yes.
That's brand new to us. We're not 100% familiar with it, have not used it, anything like that. But it's supposed to be an awesome new line, and we've got every accessory that goes with that too.
Yeah.
So for the hunter that's looking for a brand new saddle, these are supposed to be top of the line.
Oh, there you go. And y'all have some nice shooting houses outside.
We have shooting houses. We got the ladder stands out. We've got, just about everything that you can think of.
And our shooting house line is a brand new line for us. We're pretty proud of it. We met those folks at the archery show last year. I encourage you, come look at it, look in it, get in it, see what you think. But we'll be glad to set you up with a shooting house this weekend as well.
It's a lot. I've seen them. They're a lot nicer than the plywood boxes that I'm used to sitting in. I can assure you of that.
Not going to have to worry about wasp nests or squirrels in these shooting houses.
No. And they got the nice sliding windows.
Right.
If I remember correctly, that's a hunter's dream, a sliding window, as opposed to one that's just going to flop down and scare the deer off in the middle of the hunt. I speak from experience. I've had that happen a few times. So.
We all have been. It's okay.
Well, I know you mentioned it, Anna, too, but obviously firearms are the big deal. But I'm telling you, this is my wife went in there for the first time, I think right before last Christmas or so. There's something for everybody in that store. She was like, this is my favorite store now. Y'all got everything.
A little bit for everybody.
Yeah.
We also have a hoodie that if you purchase a bow or a firearm, we've got a Farm Systems hoodie. It's the King's camo brand.
Okay.
But we got those just as like a thank you. Wear it through the season, whatever. Stay warm once it finally does get cold.
Yeah, one day.
So you'll get that free too with any purchase that you make on a firearm or a bow.
There you go.
And Anna always looks at me ugly when I say this, but we've got the gilt shelf too. The things for the women, the clothing, the candles, the purses. We've got some new bracelets that she just put in. So wives, come on and let your husband spend money on guns because we've got something for you too. My wife, as a matter of fact, wears some of those clothes. They're really nice clothes.
And y'all have got a really nice selection of hunting clothes, but you also got boots. You've got all of the hunting gear. You've got coveralls. I mean, it's kind of a one-stop shop.
It is, and we have the full fall line of Drake in. We've got the full fall line of Carhartt in. There should be another shipment of it coming in, but we've worked hard in getting it out even as of today. Local Boy and Local Girl has just been fully restocked. So a lot of things, we just added in lacrosse boots. They just came in, so you have that hunting shoe option.
Yeah, you got the extra tough boots.
Got the extra tough boots, still have those. And Ariat, I mean, just everything that you can think of with a little bit of, just everything.
Yeah, and if you're in there and while you're buying your firearm or any of your nice gear and you happen to be a poultry farmer, y'all got all that too.
That's absolutely.
I have to always put a plug in for poultry, man. We're a full-line chore time dealer. Please come by and see us for all your needs. We've got your water filters, your light bulbs, your feeder parts, whatever you need for your chicken houses. We can help you, and we even build new chicken houses. So if you're in the market for a new chicken house or some replacement parts, please come see us. I'll be glad to help you.
Yeah, and I know it's hot right now, but it will get cooler, and y'all have got all the stuff to keep the poultry nice and comfortable and everything there. And I always like to remind people of this too, because now I have a Milwaukee drill and I know how nice they are. Y'all have got a whole Milwaukee line.
Yes. We like to think we got the best assortment in Laurel.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. Well, Anna, Brian, is there? I know we got just about a minute left. Is there anything else we missed? Anything else y'all want to remind the people about this weekend? Maybe just the times that y'all are open, so people know.
I'll let Anna handle that, but I do want to say thank you for letting us be here, and thank you to our community. I mean, you guys continue to be good to us. You continue to shop with us, and we're thankful for that. We appreciate the growth that you've helped us experience and look forward to seeing you this weekend and having a good time.
Absolutely.
We'll be open Friday and Saturday from 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m.
There you go. Both days, they've got everything you need for the hunting season to come, or if you're not into hunting, if you just want to find something in there, if you want to find clothes, a candle, a Milwaukee drill, something for your chicken house, I promise you, or like I needed a few weeks ago, rat traps. If you need they've got everything in there. So Anna, Brian, we appreciate y'all coming on as always. I know y'all are going to have a busy weekend, but a great weekend. So I'll probably stop.
We hope we see you, Ben.
You probably will.
Come see us, Ben.
I can almost guarantee it.
We'll talk you into a gun or something.
I'm sure it's not that hard to do.
It's not.
All right. Well, we'll be right back on Good Morning Pine Belt to tell y'all about some more things that are happening here. So stick around. We'll be right back.
This is Good Morning Pine Belt on SuperTalk Laurel 99.3.
All right. Good morning, Pine Belt. We're back here on a Wednesday morning. Our thanks to Brian and Anna there with Farm Systems. I'm not just exaggerating when I tell you they have something for everybody in that store. So go by and check them out. And they're great people too. So go check them out this weekend in particular. Before we bring in our next guest, I want to remind you that this segment of Good Morning Pine Belt is brought to you by our friends over at Dixie Electric Power Association, a member-owned electric co-op that is offering broadband internet. And I can assure you that with the possibility of some maybe possibly severe weather coming in this evening, that they are going to be watching the skies, watching the radars. And I can assure you that they are, if your power goes out, they're working on it. I promise you, they're not just sitting there twiddling their thumbs. They're working on it as fast as they can. So our thanks to Dixie Electric for always working with us. Don't forget about DE Fastlink. Go check that out today. All right, joining us now is one of our good friends of the show. We have Miss Alise Gilbert with Laurel Main Street. And Alise, did you get a little? It's not quite as hot this morning.
It isn't as hot this morning. No, it's definitely not. I mean, I'm in a long sleeve. I feel like I'm slowly tasting a little bit of fall. I don't want to jinx this, but I'm hoping it gets here sooner rather than later.
Yeah, because we've got lots going on down here, and people don't like to sweat when they're walking around downtown.
No, they do not. And I mean, I don't blame them.
I'm one of them. I don't like that.
I will walk from like one block to another. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to go home and take a shower. It's so hot outside.
Half the time I regret walking just around down here if I need to go somewhere. Well, I know there's going to be, like I said, it's kind of slowish right now downtown, and a lot of that is because we're getting people back in the school. But at least we are getting ready to ramp up for the fall.
We really are. You know, we say that it seems quiet and slow in August and September, and that is, there's such a transition of, you know, families getting back in that routine, getting the kids to school and everything. But we are working really hard right now because we are prepping for Loblolly, which, for anyone who doesn't know, is our largest festival that we have in downtown. And I feel like this year is truly going to be bigger than ever before. So currently we have spots for about 310 vendor booths.
Wow.
And y'all, we only have about 14 left, which is crazy to say, given that we are still over a month out, and typically we accept applications till that Monday before, and we still have room to place people. But I will tell you, like, that 310 is me even adding spots, last week, because I was like, well, we've got some room. Let me add some in different areas. But our activity vendors are all full. We do still have room for some food trucks. So that is the one area, if you know someone or you have a favorite food truck who you'd love to see at Loblolly, and maybe you've never seen them here before. send them our way. We love to have diverse options for everybody. And last year we kind of switched the setup, and we have a food truck area, which is over by that main stage on Front Street. I think the food trucks were so hesitant about that change just because no one likes change. Yeah, they liked being on Oak. Yeah. But it actually turned out so great because it was open. Their generators, kind of the sound just kind of washed away. Yeah. We're just praying for good, cool fall weather now.
Yeah, absolutely. So the moral of this story is, if you're interested in being a vendor, you need to sign up. I think we've been you really do. We've been posting about it, but I even texted some of our committees, and I was like, so for real, if you have a friend who's wanting to sign up, they're running out of time. Usually we're not in this position. I feel like we really do accept vendors typically until that week before. But this year, everyone is excited. They're going to be here. I mean, I really think that we're going to see one of our biggest Loblollies to date. Yeah, and it's always a big deal, and we'll talk a lot more about it as we get closer. But again, if you know somebody who's interested or thought about it or talking about it, don't wait. Get in now, and it's an easy application process. It really is. Yeah, you can go to laurelmainstreet.com. If you're a general vendor, it's only $75. And then if you're a food vendor, it is $300, but you'll get $100 of that back after the festival. Okay. It's just a refundable deposit. It's a very affordable event that truly brings in about 25,000 to 30,000 people into downtown. That's a ton of people. You're not going to have to worry about it being slow. No, and that's the thing. Everyone comes back, and I think that maybe that's what we're seeing, is that we have all these vendors coming back, and then vendors who have heard about how great of a festival that we host here, and so they are also coming this year, and we've seen just a great turnout, which is super exciting for our little town. Yeah, absolutely. Well, Alise, obviously that's kind of the as far as Laurel Festivals, the granddaddy of them all, as I like to call it, but that's not how we're starting the fall. No. Yeah. So, it is kind of how we're starting. Oh, okay. It will be the kickoff. Okay, it will be the first thing. Okay. But we're not slowing down after that. That's the good thing. Yeah. So, we will have our typical wind down on October 24th. But what's fun about that, if you didn't come to the one last year, our college alumni groups actually hosted a tailgate all day. Yeah. And so I think the plan is that they are going to continue doing that all day. So there will be football games happening all day that you can come, set up and watch. And then we will have wind down that evening. Yeah. And then something new that we're going to have the following week on October 29th, it's going to be a Thursday evening, we are going to have a downtown movie night, and it will be Hocus Pocus themed. And you are the first people for us to actually tell that to. Yeah. I mean, our little board probably knows, but other than that, we haven't fully announced that. So we're super excited to hopefully be able to have different downtown movie nights, not just during the summer, but during other months and different seasons when maybe it's a little bit more comfortable. Yeah. But it also is just something free and fun that you can bring your family downtown. It will be getting darker earlier, so we won't have to start it super late. Since it will be a school night. But yeah, we're super excited. That's going to be good. And then literally the next weekend is Wing Wars and Downtown Christmas Open House. So we're talking about there's going to be a month there where we are going to be jam-packed busy downtown. Yeah, well, I'm really glad we brought back the movie nights. I know that's something y'all been working really hard to do, because we went to one during the summer, and it really, I mean, it was hot. It was hot, yeah. But it was not it wasn't terrible. Terrible. It really wasn't. And it's the location now is perfect. It really is. Something about the way the sun sets, that the turf gets covered and starts cooling off pretty early. But yeah, I agree. It's great over there. It's just such a fun night, easy, laid back. Come grab some food. We will have some food vendors that Thursday night too. But yeah, we're super excited to be able to do that. We're going to also have some nostalgic Christmas movies when we get into December. Cookie Stroll will be happening that first Friday, December 4th, which is also the night of the tree lighting. And so while all of that's going on, we're going to be playing Frosty, Rudolph, those old timey Christmas movies will be playing on the Laurel Mercantile lawn. So we have big plans. Yes, and we're going to talk more about those events as we get closer to each one of them. But at least I always like to remind people that the reason we do all this, obviously, is to have community events and just to have something fun for the community to do. But kind of the driving force behind all of this and really behind Laurel Main Street is to point people into these downtown businesses.
Yeah, it definitely is. And there's so many like little areas that Laurel Main Street is involved in. I don't know if you've seen the new downtown Laurel banners that have gone up.
Yes.
So that was a Laurel Main Street project. There's a lot that we do with the city, with their support, and but there's a lot of things that when we're fundraising these, we give facade grants to different businesses when they apply for those. But the money is going straight back into our community in whatever way that we can. And so there's about to be some finalization to the art park. We're getting a lot of new things. There's actually a work day this weekend, so you're going to see some changes there and that getting done definitely by Loblolly.
Yeah.
And so, our mission is to really just make downtown Laurel better, get people down here shopping to support these businesses, but also providing fun events and things for our families and our community to enjoy.
Yeah, and they really are. And I think that obviously the show brings a lot of people in, but these events they bring people in just the events themselves.
No, they definitely do. And I've had like some crazy conversations over the past couple of days about even like locals, just their feeling about Laurel. And I'm like, I just wish people could remember that these business owners, like they are your locals. They're your friends. Like, we have invested so much time, energy, and effort just in the past 20 years. I say it all the time. 20 years ago when I was little, you weren't coming downtown.
No.
We came downtown for dance. And now there's everything you could ever want is down here. There's restaurants, there's desserts places, there's shopping, there's men's clothing stores, home stores. If you need a little present, anything's down here. A butcher shop. We really are like a one-stop shop in downtown. We hope that our locals can see the beauty that we have down here because it really is a special place.
Yeah, it really is, and I'm glad you said that because it is for everybody. It's not just, as some people like to think, just for the tourists.
That's exactly right.
It's for everybody because the people who are walking down here most of the time on a Tuesday afternoon are not your tourists. It's your local people.
Yeah, they're your lawyers, your bankers, your local friends.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. All right, well, Alise, as we end real quick, remind people if they want to see all these schedules or if they want to fill out an application for Loblolly, how do they do that?
Yeah, so I definitely recommend you can go to any of our social media, but definitely laurelmainstreet.com. You can click on the event tab. All of our events listed are there with their dates, but then that you can click on the Loblolly event specifically. You can become a vendor there, and we would love to have you, but just hurry and get that application in soon.
Get it in now. Do not wait, because if you wait, you probably won't be able to get it.
You might not have a spot. That's right.
And you want to be in for this one, I can assure you. Well,
You
Alise,
do.
I'm sure we will talk to you again very soon as we get closer to Loblolly and all the other events. So we will talk to you again soon, but thanks for coming on.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. All right, when we come back, it is the time of year that everybody has been looking forward to. That's right. High school football kicks off tomorrow, and Josh West is going to tell us all about it. So stick around. Good morning, Pine Belt.
Good morning, Pine Belt. SuperTalk Laurel 99.3.
All right, good morning, Pine Belt. We're back here on this Wednesday morning. Our thanks to Alise Gilbert there with Laurel Main Street. When I tell you it's about to ramp up here in downtown Laurel for the fall, I'm telling you it's going to ramp up. So going to be lots to do. So you definitely want to be here this time of year. It's going to be a lot of fun. Before I bring in our next guest, I want to mention that this segment of Good Morning Pine Belt is brought to you by our good friends over at Community Bank. They are local bankers, local decisions with plenty of convenient locations. You can go check out Community Bank today, communitybank.net. And I'm proud to say that they are one of our great partners for the Jones County High School Football Game of the Week, which we are talking to now. He's new this year, but he's certainly not new to Super Talk. He's our play-by-play announcer for the Jones County Game of the Week. We have Mr. Josh West joining us now on the phone. And Josh, man, like I said, I know you're new maybe to the Game of the Week, but you're certainly not new to Jones County football.
No, not at all. This is it's going to be a lot of fun. It's been a whirlwind to reconnect with these coaches and these programs in these communities and to try to put it all together. And it's obviously been an exciting time off the field with all the turf renovations for all the schools and that coming down to the wire, and then weather playing a factor in practice and, you know, the little microburst over at Northeast Jones and all. So, yeah, there's been plenty to do, plenty to talk about building up to this season.
Yep. Well, I know we got lots to talk about as far as teams and everything goes, but, man, I know we were talking the other day and you were pulling up to do one of the coaches' interviews, or you just left and you had left right, you were between the bricks there at Laurel's football stadium. And, man, there's something I've talked about with these coaches. There's something, obviously, across the state of Mississippi and across the South, high school football special. But Jones County, I've been in all 4 of the stadiums there, and I've been in a lot of other stadiums across my life. But, man, there is something really special about high school football in Jones County.
No, there really is. I mean, and taking it from somebody who's kind of been adopted into it, right? And so my in-laws are Jones County through and through, Sharon community, so community, ties to West Jones, South Jones, and then, of course, so many people throughout the years have ties to Watkins. Don't forget Northeast Jones there as well. But just what the Jones County School District, I think they've got to get a lot of credit for what the Jones County School District has done to make the facilities at the other 3. And when I mean the other 3, Northeast, South, and West, because Watkins is historic on a whole nother level.
Right.
I mean, between the bricks, Watkins Stadium, Blair Field takes a back seat to no one.
Right.
And then when you look at just the collection of high school football in Jones County across the state of Mississippi, Jones County football takes a back seat to no one.
Yep.
They're second to no one. There may be people that are equal, but Jones County football is as good as anything out there.
Absolutely. All right, well, Josh, let's get into some specifics into the teams. I know you've had a chance to sit down with all 4 of the head coaches now. Let's kind of start with the teams that we've got in our first matchup tomorrow night, Thursday, South Jones and Northeast. Kind of what have you heard from those 2 coaches?
Well, certainly South Jones. When you're talking about South Jones, you're talking about Anquan Jackson, the Tulane commit, the superstar wide receiver. I think a lot of people, sorry, Tulane, I think a lot of people won't be surprised if he doesn't end up part of the Greenies down in New Orleans. Yeah. Just because if he gets off to the type of start that he did last year, and if I remember saying last year, I think it was 11 touchdowns through the first 4 games, then he's going to get a lot of attention. There are going to be a lot of people that want his services. And then, of course, in the new era of college football, essentially a bidding war breaks out, right? And so that's why Tulane he'd have to have some really special connections to that city and that coaching staff, I think, if he performs the way he's capable. So you've got Quan Jackson back for an offense that is going to feature, going to feature a couple of quarterbacks, Jackson McKinney and Caden Murphy. You've got 2 guys battling it out. You got Jackson McKinney, the returner, the senior, and then you got Caden Murphy, a newcomer who's really pushing him. They're going to split time going into week 1. And then you got Carson Key handling the kicking duties, as good as anybody in the state. I think he's missed a couple of kicks in the last 3 years. And the thing that South Jones is going to hang their hat on this year is their front 7 defensively. Okay. They've got all of those guys back. So last year it was the secondary, and then a kind of a new or, different pieces in that front 7. Well, now you're kind of reloading the secondary, and you've got the front 7 back. So this is a South Jones group that's got a chance to have their best 3-year run since the late 80s. Can you believe that?
Dang. Yeah, no, it's incredible. I know I talked to, Coach Johnson a couple of weeks ago, and he's really excited. I know, as we talk about all the time, the quarterback position is the most important, and they lost a big one there in Colin Flowers. Did you get maybe any sense of, I hate to use the word worry, but maybe a sense of worry that they have lost such a big piece in Colin Flowers?
Well, again, I think they like where they're at in that quarterback spot, because you've got 2 guys that are capable. And like I said, I think, Caden Murphy putting the pressure on the senior. So we'll see how those 2 separate over the first few weeks. But no, I did not get any worry at all because of just the ability to get the ball to players in space and have them make plays. But, I mean, Quan does everything for that team, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, yeah.
So they're going to lean heavily on him. He needs to stay healthy for South Jones to have a really successful year. And, what does that look like? They're preseason third in that district behind the defending champs, Brookhaven, who's an absolute juggernaut in Laurel. I think South Jones meets those expectations. I think they're right there in that spot for a 3. And then, but again, to do that, they got to have their playmakers stay healthy.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's look on the other side of the ball for tomorrow night's game, Northeast. I do remember back in the early days, like when Coach Graves and everything were there, they were a very tough team, but had some struggles over the last decade or so. But it really, last year, Coach Harrington over there, and I not Coach Harrington,
Coach Milner.
Milner, it just left me, has really taken that program and is keep pointing it back in the right direction. And when I talk to him, he is very excited for this year.
Yeah, he does. He likes the group. Fun group to be around. They're not going to beat anybody on the eye test. This was a group that was 5-6 a year ago, and basically all new in their front 7. You've got guys that played some offense that are moving over to defense to plug some holes over there. And then this year, they're the opposite of South Jones. They've got experience in the secondary, which they're going to need for that matchup against Quan and South Jones. But, obviously for a Northeast Jones team, they've got to be really, really sound in the kicking game, and they feel good about that. They work on special teams a lot. They also try to show some wrinkles and some different things formation-wise and scheme-wise that make other teams have to spend a lot of time in preparation. But, they're young in spots. They're old in spots. But they did lose a lot. Now, one of the notes of this team is that they are going to be young up front. You've got Cannon Milner back on the offensive line. But you look at the other 4 guys on that offensive line, maybe 3 starts between those other 4 guys. So, and some of those are upperclassmen. Some of those are seniors, but they're just inexperienced. Now, Eli Collins has emerged as the starting quarterback out of fall camp. And then you've got Bryson Dice, the fullback, who's a hard-nosed North and South runner, all-district guy who's back. They're going to be young at receiver, so depth is a concern because you've got basically the wide receivers backing up the secondary and the secondary backing up the wide receivers. But for Northeast Jones, depth is, kind of year in, year out is a concern. They just don't have the numbers that some schools do. But all in all, because of the character in that locker room, because of the camaraderie of that group, they feel like they're going to give themselves a chance to win a lot of games in the second half of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that one thing that Northeast has kind of always been known for is kind of that hard-nosed football, especially on the defensive side. And from what I picked up from Coach Milner, they're pretty confident on their defensive side of the football.
Oh, yes, they are. They are. And, again, they got pieces. But it's going to be about them just getting guys to the football, making sure that they tackle well. Just little things. And especially all of those little things come into play when if you miss a tackle on a bubble screen, on a tunnel screen against Anquan Jackson for South Jones, that's a house call. That's 6 points.
Yep.
So they're very well aware that they've got to have a lot of guys in pursuit because, most situations, one guy may not even be able to get 2 hands on Anquan Jackson.
Yeah, you get somebody like that. Yeah, he if he even gets an inch, you give him an inch, they take him out. He's going to take it.
Absolutely.
That's absolutely for sure. Well, Josh, as we're coming up closer to the end of the break, I want to save the preview for Friday night till the next segment. But one thing I wanted to bring up to you, because I know you've kind of been looking into this, and I talked to all the coaches about this as well, is all 4 of our high schools here in Jones County are starting the pre-district season off. So tough.
Oh, incredibly tough. And no more so than Laurel. I mean, Laurel's schedule is just ridiculous.
It's a gauntlet.
It is crazy hard. Now, they will be battle-tested. And I know for Laurel fans, and there's so many just lifelong Tornado fans, it kind of can be a grind during the preseason, if you will, during the non-district. But Laurel will be there as a contender for the South in the end.
Yeah, no, I certainly think so. We're going to keep Josh West around for the final segment here because this is a special week on Jones County Game of the Week. We are broadcasting not one but two games. So in the next segment, we're going to talk all about that next game. Going to give you some previews, some in-depth knowledge into that, and then maybe anything else that's coming up for the rest of the year. So if you're listening and love high school football, stick around because we've got more coming to you in the next segment. We're talking with Josh West. He is our play-by-play announcer for the Jones County Game of the Week. I'm going to tell you a lot more about it when we come back here on Good Morning Pine Belt, so stick around.
You're tuned in to Good Morning Pine Belt on SuperTalk Laurel 99.3.
All right, Good Morning Pine Belt. We're back here on a Wednesday morning from the McLaurin Carpet Studios. Coming to you live as we always do here in historic downtown Laurel. We're going to continue our conversation with Josh West here in just a second. I want to remind you of another great partner of Jones County Game of the Week, our buddy over at K-Rocks out there in Ellisville. Be looking for the question of the game. I know that's one of everybody's favorites throughout the years, the K-Rocks question of the game. So we're going to be teeing that up at some point. Josh and Brett will be throughout the broadcast, so be listening. And you might get a chance to win some of that great food over at K-Rock. So go check them out. They're about to open. Go check them out now. All right, we're continuing our conversation now with our play-by-play announcer for Jones County Game of the Week, Josh West. And Josh, as we went into the break, we were talking about just the gauntlet of a schedule that really all the schools, but in particular Laurel, is starting off the year with. And, man, no tougher test than the very first game of the season.
Oh, my goodness. You have a matchup here in week one of the number 6 team in 6A in West Jones and the number 5 team in 5A in Laurel. And I think both have a chance, if they develop as the year goes on, both have a chance to be extremely explosive, score a ton of points. And if you can do that, and if you're good at the quarterback position, then you've got a chance to sneak up on somebody and maybe get into a back-and-forth game and outscore somebody and pull an upset in the playoffs. But you got West Jones at Laurel, between the bricks, everything you could want for a rivalry game in week one. And where do you want to go first? You want to go West Jones or you want to go Laurel?
We'll go Laurel since they're the home team.
So Laurel is a group that obviously, schedule non-conference every year is incredible. And so you look at their record last year, and they were 6-7, but they played for South State. They got to the Final Four, if you will. And in their first matchup against Brookhaven last year, what ended up being the state champions, that was a group that was a one-score game. Mm-hmm. And Brookhaven ends up to go on and beat West Point, and now they're the heavy favorite to win again this year. But it starts with their quarterback. It starts with the 3-year starter, Bryson Bivens. Mm-hmm. He's been in those big matchups. He's fared well, so he's seen a lot of things. And then you've got Zadrian McCormick and Martavius Collier, 2 guys out there out wide that are playmakers. McCormick's the big X receiver, 6'4", 190. Then Collier is the fastest guy, not on the team. He's the fastest guy in the entire school as that 5'8" slot receiver, very talented. They've got some really good guys on the offensive line led by Gerard Barnes, who's 6'3", 310.
Golly, Laurel and those offensive linemen. I asked Coach Ernest what they feed those guys over there.
Oh, it's just unbelievable when you're there and they're walking past the door and they're almost ducking to get in the door. It's incredible, and he should be a Division I player. Then you've got Jaden Wilkins at right tackle on that group. Now, defensively, they're not going to be very big, as the Laurel defense usually isn't, but they're going to be extremely fast.
Yep.
And their secondary is going to be very good. Guys like Jacorin Magruder and Tavion Wolverton, both of those guys are third-year players. Harlem Cochran moves from the D-line, transforms his body, another 3-year player at linebacker. And when I say 3-year player, I mean they've been playing since freshman. So they've been playing since freshman. So guys with a ton of experience. They like where they are in the kicking game as well. They've spent a lot of time on that. So they feel like special teams is not going to be a negative, but it's going to be a plus for them.
Yep.
Not that necessarily it ever has been a big negative, but they feel like it's going to be a plus for them this year. So, again, with the consistency at quarterback, I go back to it, they feel like they've got a chance to, if they can stay healthy and some things gel and continue to go right, they feel like they're going to be right where they want to be when it matters most.
Yep. All right, Josh, with the minute and a half here, give us what you know about West Jones, because I know Coach Pearson is back, and he is going to have them ready.
All right. Okay, Coach Pearson, my apologies. We ran out of time, but we'll go fast. Tootie Lindsay, the quarterback. He's going to be a D1 slot receiver. So they've got receivers all over the place, athletic guys all over the place. Chandler, Collin, Barefoot, Powell, tons of playmakers. We could look up by October, and we could be saying that this is the most explosive West Jones team in years.
Wow.
And they averaged almost 35 points a game last year.
Yeah.
Now, on the flip side of that, the defense, which is usually a staple of a West Jones team, is actually a work in progress.
Okay.
Can they cover athletic people in grass? Can they close down on receivers? They do have barefoot back punting. Their kicker is back.
Yep.
So they feel good about special teams. But the defense has got to grow up quick. But then if they can score 40 points a game
Yeah.
in that league,
Yeah.
then they can just get into a good old back-and-forth shootout,
Yep.
and they can make a run. This is a very dangerous West Jones team, and you know they're going to be well coached. And Scott Pearson, he says he's not wiser. He says he's just older. But I'm telling you, Scott Pearson, 2.0, if you will, he's loving it. He's loving coaching. He is having as much fun as he's ever had. Watch out for West Jones.
Absolutely. All right, Josh, lots and lots to talk about, but tell all the people, because it doesn't kick off Friday for us. It kicks off tomorrow. Tell the people how they can find it.
So 99.3, right where you're listening right now. Go ahead and get that auto set. Pregame starts at 6:30. We'll have the coaches' interviews. Brett Bouchelon will join me for yet another season. This is his 11th year on the call with the Jones County Game of the Week. And then coming up on Friday, West at Laurel. 2 big rivalry games, all 4 schools in week 1.
There you go. We're going to be talking to Josh every Wednesday, so you'll hear him again. Josh, we're looking forward to it, and I hope you have a great call on Thursday and Friday this week.
Yes, we'll catch up all about it next week.
There you go. All right. Well, that does it for Good Morning Pine Belt this week. Don't miss the game of the week starting tomorrow. If you don't catch it here, catch it on the app. We'll talk to you next week. Until then, as always, keep your dial right here on Super Talk Laurel 99.3.